Welcome to my channel. Lake Bodom murders. It was Saturday, June 4, 1960, when four Finnish teenagers took the decision to go camping on the shore of Lake Bodom. Mela Irmeli Björklund and Anja Tuulikimäki were both 15 at the time. With them were their boyfriend, Seppo Antero Boisman, and Nils Wilhelm Gustafsson, both 18. It is reported that sometime between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., on Sunday, June 5, that Mela Irmeli Björklund, Anja Tuulikimäki and Seppo Antero Boisman were stabbed and bludgeoned to death. Nils Wilhelm Gustafsson would be the only survivor, but he did sustain a concussion, jaw fractures and several bruises to his face in the attack. It is reported that he had seen just a glimpse of the attacker coming towards them. It was 6 a.m. that morning that some boys who were out bird watching saw the tent collapsed, and a blonde-haired man walking away from the scene. The victims were not found, however, until 11 a.m. that morning, where police were then notified of the crime. Police soon arrived on the brutal crime scene. Police believed that the attacker had attacked his victims from outside the tent using a knife and blunt instrument. To this day, the murder weapons have never been found. It is also believed that the attacker took items from the crime scene, which police found bizarre. These included keys to the victims' motorcycles, which had not been taken, but still remained at the scene. Police also found that Nils Wilhelm Gustafsson's shoes were partially hidden about 500 meters from the crime scene. However, it is believed that at the time, police did not cordon off the area, and several police officers, along with other people, were able to contaminate the crime scene. Mela Irmeli Björklund was found undressed from the waist down, and was found lying on top of the tent. She had suffered the most injuries during the attack. Her boyfriend, Nils Wilhelm Gustafsson, was also found lying on top of the tent, but was alive. During the police investigation, a number of suspects were identified. One suspect was Valdemar Gyllstorm. He was known to be hostile towards those who were camping in the area, and is supposed to have confessed to the murders. However, police were skeptical of the confession, as he was not considered mentally sane. There was also no evidence found linking him to the murders. He is reported to have damaged tents of those who were camping at the location of the crime scene, as well as throwing stones at campers. However, police never did any DNA tests on Valdemar Gyllstorm, so he could have well been the attacker. DNA testing could have linked him to the scene, but we will never know. He would later go on to drown in Lake Bodom in 1969. Another suspect was Hans Assmann. He lived several kilometers from the shore of Lake Bodom. Many people believe he committed the murders, but he had an alibi for the time the murders took place. It is reported that he was seen at the hospital the morning of June 6, wearing bloody clothes. Again, no evidence was found linking him to the murders. Years went by with no arrests made for the murders, until March 2004, when Nils Wilhelm Gustafsson was arrested. He had been the lone survivor of the attack. The Finnish National Bureau of Investigation declared the case solved due to new forensic evidence. It was found that Gustafsson had been drunk at the time, and had been excluded from the tent. Enraged at this, he is supposed to have attacked Seppo Antero Boisman, which is when Gustafsson broke his own jaw and sustained his injuries. This is supposed to have escalated into Gustafsson committing murder. His trial began on August 4, 2005. His defense lawyer argued that he had been incapable of killing 3 people due to his own injuries. He had also been barefooted at the time. DNA showed that the blood of all 3 victims had been found on his shoes, which had been found meters from the scene. It was on October 7, 2005 that he was eventually acquitted of all charges, and awarded compensation by the state of Finland, for the mental suffering which had been caused. To this day, no other person has ever been charged for the murders, and still remains an unsolved case. Was Gustafsson really the victim or the murderer? We will never really know, unless new evidence is discovered. Our thoughts go out to the families of the 3 victims. We hope that someday, this case will finally be solved. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel to view other content.